Didn't see you there. What is up, Evil Dead fans? In this video, we're going to talk about the 2013 Evil Dead film. And we're also going to talk about Friday the 13th, the entire franchise. Why? Well, when it comes to the 2013 Evil Dead, we're going to talk about what is canon with this, and we're also going to do a fan theory. Can this exist in the same Earth, same universe as Ash Williams and his adventures? When it comes to Friday the 13th, we're going to answer the question once and for all. Was Jason a deadite? While I'm doing that, I got tons of movies and I got to put them away. I'm going to put a list right here where this box of movies, well, it came from a box, obviously. I'm going to put them in order so I know where to put them in smaller boxes. Makes no sense, but fuck it. Let's do it. Let's get started. Before we get started talking about the 2013 Evil Dead and then Friday the 13th, I have every one of these videos grouped out right here. This is where I'm going to set them. So these are the groupings. And don't judge me. I'm sorry. I'm a huge Steve Urkel fan. Really. That little fucker and loving his cheese, dude. I'm a huge fan of that. But you know who he really loved? He loved Laura. Yes, he did. That whole series was a love story of a man who loved a woman, who the woman didn't love him back until the end, and she realized, well, fuck, I'm not doing anything, and you're safe. So let's get married. That's the story of Steve Urkel. Okay, the 2013 Evil Dead movie. Oh, hold on, let me get this started here. This one goes. This one's a classic. Acting's pretty believable too. What is canon? What do we know? What is canon with this movie? Now, I have rewatched this movie a few times in the last few days, and I gotta admit, I am growing a bigger appreciation for this movie. I know a lot of people know that this is not my favorite Evil Dead movie, which that is fact. But it is growing on me. What is fact? What is canon? Now, it is a reboot. It is. That's initially what it is supposed to be. A whole different ball of yarn from Ash's universe. And also, Fetty said it's an alternate universe as well, that where Ash didn't survive at the beginning of the original Evil Dead movie. So he died at the end of that, and then this movie happened. So those two things are canon. You can decide which one you want to believe. It's kind of up to you with that. But what I'm trying to say is theorize something. Now, this isn't canon, what I'm going to say. Can the events that happen here be in the same universe, the same Earth as the events of Ash? And the answer is yes. Now, Evil Dead Rise is coming out, and Evil Dead Rise is the next installment of the Evil Dead franchise. And Ryan said it best, this movie and Evil Dead Rise is an Evil Dead story. It's not Ash's story. So it's kind of like the Rogue One of Evil Dead. Could this be in the same universe? Hold on, let me get a movie. Let me start. I'm way behind. Oh yeah, that one has a really good message behind it. So, can it be in the same universe? The answer is yes, of course. And with Evil Dead Rise coming out, Evil Dead Rise has a Necronomicon. It isn't the same Necronomicon that's seen with Ash. Two separate Necronomicons. And the thing is, what's cool about that comes from the original script. I've said this a million times before. There is 8 volumes of the Necronomicon. So they're doing that in Evil Dead Rise. What's not to say the one in here is a completely different volume as well. And a few little nitpicky things I'm just going to say right now. And of course, this is all theorizing. This isn't canon for this film. And I'm going to put that right next to horror. Put that down. But the thing is, like, nitpicking here, the cabin, the inside could be changed around, things like that. But the one thing you can't change is the fireplace placement on Evil Dead. It's on one side. On this movie, or in the Evil Dead, in Ash's Evil Dead, the fireplace is on one side of the house. In this movie, it's on the other side of the house. Now, that's just, those things are structurally sound with cabins back in the day. That you just can't take those out, remove them, and then put them back in. As old as these cabins and things are, it would actually, the house would kind of start to fold in on itself. So they were basically built on dirt, very little rock, but this one has a cellar, so yeah. And also there's no site of any kind of thing where a bridge was at or high elevation of ground to say there was a bridge there. In this movie, of course, they had a stream. Just those couple things right there. Now, when it comes to the delta being there, that's the only thing that really ties it together. But who's to say it is Ash's Delta? It's not even parked in the same spot. It's parked behind the house. It could have been moved. But I want to put that up in a theorized deal where that is just circumstance. It's just what happened. It's just an old car that's there. The book being different, things like that. So the events of that movie could have happened in the same universe as Ash, but it would happen at a completely different cabin. You'd have a completely different book, different cabin. So that's a theory. It's not fact. Like I said before, what Fetty says, and it being a reboot, that's what is canon in fact. But that's just something, if you want to put it together, there's something you can do. Right there. Tell you what, man. I would give Steve Urkel a block of Velveeta cheese a day if he'd come over and just hang out for a hot minute. For fuck's sake, he built an AI in the 90s. An AI, a big giant robot. For fuck's sake, Laura, cell phones weren't even really a thing. They were there, but they weren't a thing. Laura, get off your ass. Realize this fucker's gonna be a millionaire. Seriously. I could go on and nitpick a little bit more about the cabin and things like that, but like I said, it's just theory. It's fan theory. We know it's canon. So, moving on, I have actually added to the list here. I'm getting shit done today. Before we get started talking about Friday the 13th, 2 movies. If you're a horror movie fan, you need to see, or an Evil Dead fan. The original Cabin Fever, not that remake piece of shit, because that sucks. I think I have that somewhere if I didn't throw it in the trash already. And then Cabin Fever 2, Spring Fever. This starts exactly from the end of the events of this. I've talked about this before. These 2 movies, if you're a Cabin Fever fan or an Evil Dead fan, these are 2 you have to buy. This one, very Evil Dead in a way. So is this one. Great flicks. This one's kind of hard to find. This one's actually from a video store when it went out of business, which is, I fucking hate that shit. Love video stores. I've always have. I even have, if you remember there was a Hastings, I even have the fucking smock from Hastings. I didn't even work there. Ta-da! Hastings, discover your entertainment. Yes, it was a big box store. And yes, they did go out of business. And yes, I did dig through the fucking side of the dumpster to find this shit. It wasn't in the dumpster. It was on the side. And I had to find my right size. Why would I get a small? I'm going to wear this rest of the video. Just imagine. I could have worked that place and be like, oh, did you find everything that you like today? Well, can I suggest a video to you and also a porno mag that they sell in the corner? This place sold videos, and they rented videos. They had music. They had NECA figures. They had everything. Books, porno mags, and a coffee shop. I miss that place. So let's get into this. Friday the 13th, one of the greatest horror movie franchises of all time. You have the Friday the 13th versions, and then you have the Jason ones, okay? And this is going to piss off a lot of fans, what I'm going to say. And the thing is, there's 2 different types of fans. There's Friday the 13th fans, and then there's Jason fans. Now, what's the difference? Now, you can go on YouTube and people will rate the movies. Worst to best or best to worst. If anybody says they don't like part 5 because Jason wasn't in it, that means they're a Jason fan. If they don't like Jason Goes to Hell because he was hardly in it, they're a Jason fan. Basically. Also, if you don't like part 5, you shouldn't like part 1 because it is the exact same fucking story. The story arc is exactly the same. A parent loses a kid because the people who are running a campsite or a facility and the people who were there, such as campers or residents, let their child die. Exact same premise. Exactly the same. Part 5 has some corny ass acting in it, which makes it entertaining, I think. And if anybody tries to say that they knew it was fucking Roy the first time they watch it, they're full of shit, because they didn't make it obvious whatsoever. I saw one guy on YouTube and he's like, you know, it's pretty obvious when you see the look on Roy's face. Bullshit! When you're done with part 5 and you see it, and you're like, what? This all started from a fucking candy bar? I gotta see this again. But they're pissed because Jason wasn't in it. I'm a Friday the 13th fan. I appreciate the story. I honestly, part 6 was good, wasn't great, but after part 5, fans were pissed because Jason wasn't in it. They were going to go with a whole different story arc and kill him off. And you can blame the Jason fans for this, for what I'm about to say here in a minute. So they brought Jason back, of course, and the writing kind of turned to shit, my personal opinion, on a lot of it, not all of it. Jason on a Boat, which is Jason Takes Manhattan, is pretty poopy. Not the greatest, entertaining, doesn't make much sense at all, really. Just trying to kill the people that were, everybody on the boat, even some people weren't doing stupid shit. And he was in New York where people who, you know, he was around a lot of people, and there's probably a lot of people who did a lot of stupid shit, and why wouldn't he kill them? Him going through the subway, he's just walking past people like, oh, excuse me, sorry. I need to get over here and kill these people. What? He should be hacking and slashing his way through that son of a bitch like he's knocking weeds down in a shitty garden. And at the end, there's this stupid Muppet face when he gets hit with toxic waste and he turns into a kid. That was dumb. That was really dumb. Way worse than part 5. So, why did I say you can blame the Jason fans for what I'm about to say? It's because I'm going to say this right now. And this is canon, and you can't deny it. Jason is somewhat of a demon deadite from the Necronomicon. The story behind that is, it was pitched by the writer, director, whatever, to have the Necronomicon in there. And he pitched it to the person who came up with this originally. And he goes, that's a great idea. Especially at part 2 when the left side of his neck, he gets a machete in it. That's like, if you don't stop that bleeding, you're instantly dead within seconds. That is like main artery shit. You should be dead. Especially if you're still fucking fighting, right? But it's a horror movie, it's movies. And then he had a meeting with Sam Raimi. And the book that was used in Jason Goes to Hell was Sam Raimi's copy that he had from Evil Dead 2, which Tom Sullivan made. It was one of the stunt books. And the story goes that Pamela Voorhees was the one who summoned the whole thing. I think it was a deal with the devil, something like that, to get the Necronomicon to bring her son back. And that's what happened. So what does that mean? What does that mean? It means that all the way from part 1, all the way through the entire thing, except for that remake movie they did in the early 2000s, he's a deadite. I talked to a friend of mine named Ryan Lewis, and he actually talked to the writer-director and told him everything about it. That it is, in fact, canon. It's not fan film. It is 100% fact. Also, the Necronomicon is a copy of the one from Evil Dead 2. But it's not supposed to be the same book in the film. It's supposed to be a different copy of it, a different volume, let's say, of the Necronomicon. So that splits off Ash's timeline from Jason's, since there's 2 separate books. It just looks the same. That's what it is. And the reason why you can blame the Jason fans is because they wanted more Jason. Instead of, after part 5, doing a story arc with Tommy Jarvis, things like that, and kind of working something else out to where you could properly bring Jason back like he was in the earlier films, which he was awesome. It was fan shit. They basically just pump movies out to make money. So you can blame the fans for that. The Jason fans. Not the Friday the 13th fans. You can blame the Jason fans. I know I'm pissing a lot of them off right now. And you know who wasn't a fucking deadite? Let me show you. Motherfucking Roy. He was never a deadite. Ooh, this movie right here. There's a lot of fake things in that. But you know what's not fake? The emotion the actors put into it. So anyways, it wasn't like a regular deadite. The thing is, every deadite, there's like basic bitch deadites, and there's demons and stuff like that. He was like a vengeful demon kind of thing, is what was said. So he would, or vengeful deadite or demon, whatever you want to call it. But that's what he was. So, yeah, that is canon, 100% canon, that he was a deadite / demon. He wasn't anything else. He wasn't anything other than that. But if you watch the remake in the early 2000s, that's a film where actually he survived and became the killer Jason. The thing about that is, no, that version, he wasn't a deadite. He was just a person. So that is excluded from everything else. Great set of movies though. Walmart, like $5-10. Awesome. Urkel, you are the best. I really don't know why they hated the guy. He was great. Steve Urkel, dude. All right, I'm gonna get to fixing this real quick, get this done. Let's do this real quick. And let me see what we got. And yes. Right there. Now I'm gonna put those away. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know some people who are especially Jason Voorhees fans are probably gonna be pissed about this. And if you wanna put something in the comments, that's fine. I'm not gonna argue with you at all. I'm just gonna probably give you a thumbs up and move on my merry way with it. And also I am going to have that Chicago chainsaw built next. I didn't get it built for Chicago because I didn't need to bring it down there. That one will be for sale. And I will put it on Brett Scrooby Chainsaw's Facebook page when that happens. And it's first come, first serve. There is a possibility of making a second at the same time just to do it, because why not? And I'll make that a certain model from Ash vs. Evil Dead. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Until next time, enjoy my smock while you see it. Stay groovy.